Hello and welcome to the first Spotlight Sundays podcast, the podcast of Unirevsals. I'm Thalis Katsimichas, the host, and I'm here with
John Nousias.
And Lepidas.
the heads of mechanical and programming department accordingly. Tell me a little bit about yourselves.
So I'm 15 years old. I am in my first year of senior high school. I am the head of the mechanical department. Mechanics has interested me for many years, and I believe that participating in first competitions have helped me in developing that aspect of my interests.
Hi, I'm George. I'm the head of programming department. This is my third year of the team, officially making me the oldest member here. Uh, I am. I've also been interested in programming for quite a while. I remember the first language I learned was Python, probably 5 to 6 years ago, just out of curiosity and wanting to make a ball for this school. Yeah, it's good.
Wonderful. How do you balance the school life with a robotics life? Is there like a Spider-Man thing, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, you guys do? So that you have enough time because it's a reality case for this fault.
So all of our departments, of course, have meetings in the middle of the week. Where the mechanical department, in particular, has meetings on every Tuesday night. Of course, together we discuss. We see how we move forward with every one of our mechanisms. I believe that helps a lot in balancing every single aspect of being in the team. We can also join other departments' meetings in case we want to be updated, of course, on their progress. It generally helps organize, that just helps me organize my week, as we have to balance it with school and maybe after school activities.
For me, we have established a basically synced Google Calendar across all of our departments and team members, meaning that we know basically, who is available and when, which makes it really easy, first of all, to coordinate the weekly meetings, and second of all, to see who has time this week to do what. And secondly, Trello is a basically task managing and organization platform we use a lot, which also helps us, set deadlines, see what needs to be done and when. I'm also in the second year of high school, out of 3 here in Greece, which, it is a bit difficult to balance with schoolwork because we are getting ready for the Pan-Hellenic exams to get into college. But with enough good scheduling and preparation, it's not that hard to manage.
Tell me about the future now. So, this generation is involved with robotics. The next generation, though, will grow up with robotics. How do you feel about that? That your kids and grandkids will grow up with something you created or helped create?
So that's pretty interesting because robotics helps automate our lives in various ways and makes them easier. And growing up as we got introduced to robotics and technology in everyday use, usually about junior high. It's pretty interesting to see how the kids that grow up now, their lives will be impacted by robotics. And they were introduced to robotics really early in their life, especially with COVID and online school,
Yep.
which is going to be really interesting to see how that develops into maybe the later lives, the interests. I don't know. John?
Yes, I agree with you. With everything that we have been saying lately, with AI, it's getting pretty hard to realize what is real and what isn't. That I believe that the future generation will have problems with that. I mean, we see AI creating videos out of nothing. We see AI creating web pages. We see AI getting into jobs that we never thought would be possible, replacing writers, maybe replacing coders. It's not all bad. I mean, AI can also help you in every single part of your life. I mean, we have seen now with ChatGPT, it can help you write text, it can help you automate some processes, remind you some things. It can help create ideas. Generally, I believe that AI will be a very big part in the future generations' life, and it will be kind of balanced. It will not all be good or all be bad.
So yeah, the models that we have access to now are pretty, it's pretty interesting because they do seem to be great at some things and very bad at other things. Like until the announcement of GPT-4o, uh, LLMs, large language models, couldn't really distinguish some easy tasks like how many hours are in a strawberry is a great example. So you see that models become more and more advanced, meaning that they will improve and make our lives more easy as time goes on, and definitely will affect new generations in some way.
Okay. George, now, do you think ChatGPT or AI in general will take programmers' job or leave them out of work?
Look, that's a difficult question to answer, to be honest, because you see what ChatGPT does. It's not about ChatGPT or large language models, but the data they are trained on. Nobody can be so specialized in a specific application except if the model is trained on that application. What I mean, if I get a job at Microsoft, let's say, for example, and work at, I don't know, Office 365, a large language model can surely make my life easier, but it cannot completely replace me, except if it has been specifically trained to, make something on Office 365. It cannot replace experience, it can just make people's lives more easier and automate mundane tasks. I saw a self-hosted a project on GitHub the other day. It was a replacement for Jira, a software that many large companies use to automate ticketings and things that they need to be done. It's basically an alternative to Trello with some extra features. Yeah, so there have been an integration of ChatGPT's AI API on this one, which made them close tickets judging on previously answered tickets by users.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, which makes, the life of people that are at help desks more easy, but it doesn't completely replace them.
What I believe is in the future, in the near future, instead of companies having 100, let's say, programmers, and they can have 5 or 10 or 20 that just know how to use the AI model.
Yeah, that's an interesting take. It will surely decrease, the number of programmers at companies. I don't believe to such extent, but it will probably cut the manpower need in half, like more like 50 programmers for some projects, because most of the debugging will be done in a way by AI. That's for sure.
Yeah, but these programmers will surely get paid a lot more. How do you think of that?
Yeah, no, that's pretty interesting because the more things you need a person to be, specialized at, meaning the usage of AI, how to use it correctly, that will probably be something that students will be taught in the near future. The more demand for there will be, because if you have a programmer, let's say, that has no certification when it comes to using AI in large applications, and a programmer that has studied or has used it has experience with it beforehand, there needs to be a pay difference to justify that knowledge that somebody may have.
Okay, sure. John, what do you think? Because AI in CAD is a beginner, let's say, but in the near future, I think it can surpass humans and make stuff possible that we can't even think.
That's really interesting. So we have also seen lately with Altair, our sponsors actually, we have also seen with their integration of AI that although it is a possibility that AI might replace, I do not believe that it is very likely. Generally, when you design anything, you need to account for a lot of variables. You need to account for the environment, you need to account for strength and materials. The AI might be able to help a lot, maybe even automate that process as long as you give it the correct numbers. But the AI, in order to design parts in particular, will need to be able to conceive the whole space, the meaning of the part, what you particularly need it for. in everything we tend to do, we need to change it. You'll need to add variables, make sure that they do not conflict. And I believe that it will take a lot of time for people to master it. Although, of course, when it will be mastered, it will be essential. But I believe that for the time being, it can help with, as George here said, some mundane tasks, even in engineering, with selection of materials maybe.